my profession. So he's a blog. He's a dentist is out.net, so he's out today. Okay, but he has a patient later, so So we have here Lay Romaraki of the Cebuano.com. And then we have here Aransha Cornis of iNews.ph. We have here JC Echo of Big Air Tours. Christine Dispares of Bloom Cebu. She's a teacher by profession. So we have here Jim Ray Biosa. He's the station manager of EYEWEAR. He has a blog of Yahi at Dimit and What's Up Cebu. Then we have here Randy Corion from GMA and CCTN TV. And then there, Jason Morata of Traveling Italian. So what is lacking is the queen of Cebu. We call her the queen. The queen Cebu.com is Emma Villarente. She's writing an accident. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Robbie. At this point, we will hear a warm message from our very own, our ever dynamic directress, Madam Teresa FTO.
So good morning, everyone. I'd like to welcome you all to CHILDLINK Learning Center and CHILDLINK High School Incorporated. You are here this morning. Why? Because to tell you honestly, I just told Teacher Alda the school year started, or the human lang is quite uneventful. No, if there is one word to describe the school setting, nahimog uneventful, when in fact schools are supposed to be eventful, but with the advent of the online learning, then we are here. Let's all give 2021 our best hopes and wishes. I know that's everyone's wish also. And so, if you have witnessed earlier, that was a song, Love of a Child, that was performed by our students last December. It was one of the performances that we offered for the community because soon it is January, so napot na din ang January, which we all celebrate our fiesta for seniors sa Dominio. So, ako, honestly, makadungugan ko anak ang music, kuan jud mabugat jud akong heart. Why? Because our students love that music so much. It was also composed and made by our very own choir teacher, Mr. Jundel Bacalso. And I think that that song won in the Dominio Festival. And that song is now owned by the Basilica Minor del Santo Domingo. So, many of you might not heard of our school because when I first in Banawa, but sadly did not know much, or did not know that CHILDLINK is just here in English, Girama Avenue. So, our school started in 1997. We were named before as CHILDLINK Play Center. Why? Because I only had students and we had our school. We started it by renting a house to pad-ani na building, no? Until we decided to open one grade level every year until we reach now the senior high school. So we are now on our 23rd year of operation, providing preschool, elementary, and high school programs to our community. Many also don't know that CHILDLINK is a Chinese school. So we are offering Chinese starting preschool up to high school. We are teaching Mandarin Chinese to all our students. We believe that they have a lot to learn by many of the businesses that we have are speak or make use of the Mandarin language. We have written or we have given you a copy of.
We'll be showing you videos that unity, cooperation, and love. As a loving parent, you raise your child to grow up with these values at home. At CHILDLINK, the same values should be uplifted in school. More than quality education, school should be your child's second home to build character, values, and leadership. In the pursuit of excellence for each and every student, we are guided by the belief about learning and our values as an institution. Even with online learning, promoting excellence means that we focus on best practices and encourage collaboration in the community.
This year is like no other as the pandemic crisis has changed the way we do and operate in ways that we refer to as the new normal. But this crisis has given us a new opportunity to bring classrooms to different homes in different parts of the world. This is the CHILDLINK online learning classroom. What are the benefits of the CHILDLINK online classroom? A safer, more accessible environment. It opens a whole world of possibilities where there is no need to commute and the choice of education is no longer restricted to what is closest. It encourages one to take more responsibility in learning and fostering long-distance relationships in a diverse cultural classroom where students can share their learnings and experiences in a guided breakout room. The CHILDLINK online school focuses on the whole child. We respect students' identities as the foundation for the development of purpose, intellect, and character. It is important to understand students' current knowledge and skills as we design the curriculum. The knowledge of the whole child is important in addressing the cognitive, physical, social, and emotional needs of the students to promote student success and autonomy. The CHILDLINK online school values: respect and cultural competence, learning experiences and environments, most especially in working with families to create a shared vision of student success, standards and curriculum, and engagement in learning experiences. In the CHILDLINK online school,
Homeschooling from preschool and senior high school. Families get more benefits from the advantages of homeschooling. So, what are the advantages of homeschooling? Homeschooling benefits include academic flexibility, parent choice of pace and approach, meeting current needs now, warm family environment, efficient learning, meaningful learning, and time for the stuff many schools cut.
well, hello everyone. I am sure many of you know about other choices for learning for your children. Today, we will talk about how homeschool program might benefit you and your family. It is a great opportunity to integrate the child's social, emotional, intellectual, spiritual, and character development in a natural and nurturing setting. Online classes, internet connections, and presenting physical and social environment have opened up a new perspective of learning. And homeschool community is among one of the choices for continued learning. The many benefits of homeschooling mean more children and teens at home. Families want the advantage of homeschooling with flexibility, academic benefits, and opportunities that homeschooling can offer. Homeschooling benefits include academic flexibility. Parent choice of pace and approach would mean that parents are in charge of the schedule of learning approach. Meeting current needs of the child is prioritized. Warm family environment and a situation for parent and child. But more than these, this is what homeschooling is about.
I chose and highly recommend CHILDLINK homeschool program because it's an avenue for children where learning can be prioritized even at home. So shifting from classroom setup to homeschool setup do not really have much of a difference. In fact, it promotes more academic flexibility and any child can feel warmly supported by their family. A place where they are comfortable studying, a safe place for conducive learning, and most especially where distractions are supervised. ChildLink learning module is a well-composed module appropriate for the students. It is a bridge for continued learning where a child could foster intellectual and character development. To keep the child's interest in the homeschool program, watching educational videos from different platforms like YouTube, TikTok, and even on TV is what I see one of the effective ways. Because children are more into visual and driven into interactive activities, added to that, family game time that is also related to their academic modules is an efficient way as well. One challenge is that how do you keep a child's attention span long enough to finish their module, making sure that they also learn? So a tip is that keep the discussion very active and have constant reviews to evaluate the child's learning. Second challenge is the presence of unnecessary distractions like gadgets and toys. So keep it away from them and make sure that you provide time for learning and of course for break time.
With the ChildLink homeschool program, the school and the family work together to let the children love to learn, focus on positive growth and character development, and support lifelong learning.
One-on-one reading tutorial is a support system that helps students in developing and improving their reading skills. This environment with a tutor in this area bringing out the best in the child who may be struggling in a particular area of instruction.
The preschool years are a crucial time for children. During these years, children develop a variety of important skills that they will use throughout school and adult life. Visual, reading, and listening skills are a vital foundation to build on. The ChildLink Reading Tutorial Program is designed in such a way that these skills are gradually developed so that young children are independent learners and readers. The close interaction between the teacher and the student will encourage the student to participate in the online learning activities. Come and join us this January 18, 2021. Book your slots now with us.
At this juncture, we will now proceed to the PRESSCON proper for the question and answer. May I request teacher Tess, Madam Tess, to be here in front.
Thank you very much, Teacher Antoinette. She is the voice of our recent video. So, into the thing of the Teacher Antoinette. Thank you, Teacher Antoinette. We showed to you what ChildLink was all about. It's all about based on the core values of the school, and it was followed by the different services that ChildLink is now offering for the community. Number one is the online learning classroom. The second one is the ChildLink homeschool program. And to open this January 18, 2021, we have our one-on-one reading tutorial. So this program is open for preschool up to grade 3 students. So if there are any questions that you would like to ask, we welcome your questions. Yes, sir.
Personal perspective, how did the disruption operation of the school and to you personally, being in the teaching industry for, the academy for so many years, quite different if you are teaching kids for so many months. How did it affect
Personally, yes. Okay. So admittedly, COVID has really affected our school. I know that some schools are also affected, but talking about CHILDLINK, yes, we are really affected by the pandemic because we lost quite a number of students. Why? Because if you understand also, if you have a child who is age preschool to the young elementary grade, let's say grades 1, 2, and 3, it's difficult for parents to sit beside their children and do learning alongside with them when we know that many of the parents are also working. So, or makunog akong istorya na ang kind of learning, but little do they also know that when children are enrolled in the online school, it's a semblance of what face-to-face classroom really is. And third, parents also opted for really cheaper grade na schools na kamay lang gid ilang bayran na tuition, and it's way beyond our control, no? Much as we try to encourage, advertise, and do whatever we can, COVID has really got this, and honestly, it's very difficult for us to cope with operations. Walang gina, sir. Honestly, we applied with the Department of Education that CHILDLINK will really offer online school. Um, as of November 2019, the school was already prepared for the additional service that we are going to give for school year 2020 to 2021. So teachers were already informed that we will be offering the online school program as an added service. Why? Because CHILDLINK also has students who are foreign students, and there are certain months like June, July, August, and then spring break na po in other countries where foreign students come to our and our own students that when they come back, dili bitaw magkamang food na food and we start all over again with them. So with that, we really prepare ourselves to offer the online learning. So when COVID came, it was not difficult for us to do any kind of transition. The only worry on our part at that time was the kind of connectivity that we can get from our internet providers, Globe and PLDT, but that was solved. Just we also adapted to different work situations so that social distancing can also be followed here in the school. So because we have relatively young teachers, I believe that they're being young, they're being flexible, and they're being dynamic has really helped in the immediate transition that we have to do for the school year. So pag March pag yun ani, ang tanan na resources that teachers will make use in the online learning has already been passed to, has already been approved. So when the decision of the school, it was not difficult. The only difficult, yes.
For the homeschooling and online learning program, is easier for private students?
No, the homeschool program is an alternative to a full online class. So in our homeschool program, we understand that parents are the teachers of their children. Use of the module or the entire curriculum that they are using. And in a week's time, students in the homeschool program can join 2 sessions of the online school per subject. So they join the class first of the week to attend the regular lecture, and then they come in again at the end of the week to join the assessment that we do every week. So testing, assessment is part of the entire program. So the one-on-one reading tutorial is also open to the public. Yes, sir.
Wala tayong mga nasagot ng mga problema, pautos na opinion, and learning, and sa mga pagbukas.
Naagyud na mga problems, sir, on the side of our parents. When we started, it was kind of difficult for parents of young students to adapt to the learning environment because they have to sit beside or close by to their children because these young children don't know how to navigate using their gadget. So murag ugtas kaayo sila, no? And some of these children keep on moving a lot. And if that's the way children are in school, at home, then you would imagine at home. So when the first month was in place for the online learning, there were really parents who kept on calling the school, expressing their anxiety, worry, disappointment, and dislike of the online program. But what we really did was to support them all the way, constantly also motivating not just students but parents as well, because there's really nothing we can do about the situation. So thankfully, we are now moving towards the third quarter of the school year, and so far parents have already adapted well. It was not difficult for the students to adapt. They are used to this, and this is something that they keep on doing at home. It's just that the task that they need to accomplish is something that we also need to work on. Thankfully, our students here in CHILDLINK are relatively good students. They have been with us for a period for a long number of years. They are used to the kind of workload, work assignments that they are given. So what we just really need to do as teachers is to constantly motivate them to do their work so that they can turn over quality work. So on the side of the high school students, grabe gyud among likay because students, I believe, are more focused at this time with the online learning. They are not affected anymore by peer pressure, and they are alone, working individually, so that their grades in the first quarter has really improved a lot. Even those students, pati din yung mga tabian kayo, mga tiat kayo, no, kanang nadako gyud ang ilahang grado because when they also take the test, children, the teachers are also watching the students take the test. So dili ko ta kaingon nga kay tingalig nag-cheat na sila, dako na ilang grado, dili ko ana, no. So there is now more focus, and in our online learning, we have what we call the breakout room. So there is a schedule that we provide for students to collaborate. So they are given a task by the teacher, or simply kanang murag nag-recess or kanang break nila nga children are given time to really socialize. But the children are being watched by their teacher advisor during that time. No? So it's really good, and we are also thankful that we have made the right choice of our learning management system that we are using. We are using Microsoft 365, and to us, it's really very helpful. Grabe kay siya, I didn't really expect it until we have used it, because monitoring of our students is really can be done. So even if, let's say, ikaw student, sir, ablihan na ko imong folder, tanan imong assignment, tanan imong chat, tanan everything that we do, we can view it. No, so everything we want to know about the performance of a student, we can immediately see it. So ang monitoring that we do in a regular face-to-face has even been made better in the online learning. Basta ka ng chat, sir, grabe kaayo. Kita kami sa kilid, chat going on in classrooms or even out of the classrooms. Sakpan yun. Sakpan kay katong nabitaw sila teacher nga wa katag nila kay nakalimot di ay ang teacher nga wa niya nag-give ang usa ka guide. Kita nyo dito na nasuko ang mga estudyante kaya nakalimot si teacher. Yun nga na bitaw. So everything that goes on in their regular life has been heightened more with the help of the MS 365. Yes, sir.
With regard to the new parents that will be enrolling their children to the online class, since it was mentioned earlier that parents will have anxiety, dislike of the situation, how was this addressed by the school?
Yes, at the beginning or before school starts, June, we trial of the program. We really conduct classes, and then so that parents and the students who are new can get the feel of how they make use of the program. And then when everyone has already been enrolled, we ensure that we still give the parenting webinars that will really support our parents. So sa una,
Is that for free, no?
it's for free. We don't, we, even in the regular school year, we give free webinars. We call it our Parent Institute because one of the programs in our Parent Institute is to provide two big webinars or seminars, a traditional, and then in between that, there are short lang webinars or seminars that we give. It depends now on the parents or other members of the family to join or not. But in big seminars or webinars, we really encourage parents to join us. We make effort to invite also speakers that are known, that have been able to conduct very good webinars as we, yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Since most of the students are learning at their home, so are there changes in application?
That was one of the concern really of the parents when they enrolled. Will there be a kaltas kuno in the tuition? We did not change our tuition, but we did not also increase the tuition. But a lot, more than 80%, 90% of the miscellaneous fees were cut off. So what they paid for was the textbooks. Ang katong mga uniform and so many use of laboratory no more. For the use of the instruments, because our students are are taught instrumentation, we just send them, we let them borrow the instruments with the condition that they just return it after the school year. Oo na. So, relatively na kuan gid pud ang tuition for the school year, but the regular tuition rate has not been changed because the people who are working, meaning the workforce, still remain the same. So we cannot also tell them that, okay, kanang man ka nagkita ni teacher, katunga na lang sa suldo ni teacher. We also lose our teachers. Yeah. So that is, yeah, as I said, sir, we really decreased this year. Dako good, sir. I do not know how much percentage has been cut off. So dako good ang nakuha. Has been lost in preschool and young elementary. Using Kanimugong CHILDLINK has been known as a preschool for quite a long time, so that the bulk of students we get also start with a preschool and going up kay sila gud na ang amo ang main market once they enroll or graduate in kindergarten 2, they usually go on to grade 1. But now we are also very worried about how it will be in the next.
So we that will see it or transfer to
Ato, oo na. So, kung wala yaya, watrino. Kung wala yaya, wayaya. Kaya, as gusto ko di pangitag yaya karon. So, we do not know how it is Ang parents with nila will be teaching them the skills, but the reason why we are bringing back the one-on-one reading tutorial is one of the services. Like, even if they don't decide to go to school for this school year, they won't be losing on the skill and competency that preschoolers should have, which is reading. Reading is most important for students to learn because students are assumed that they already know how to read. And we know that there are still many who don't really know how to teach reading to their young children. Ano siya, sir? Yes,
Aside
sir.
from reading, what are your other one-on-one tutorials?
Right now, we're really offering only reading with sir. Focus on reading because what we see, if children have difficulty in reading, they have difficulty in comprehending, which makes it difficult for them to really understand the rest of the subjects. So we also do not have a lot of manpower. Oh, big yun. Mo bitaw nang sa not giving a bad thing about the public school, but because in the public school also they do not place much emphasis on teaching reading. That's why there are so many students, even when they get to be grade 4, they really don't understand what the book is talking about. Oh, because also in other schools, they are using our mother tongue as the means of instruction because that's what DepEd is asking us to do. No, so kung mopalo gyud ka ana, they only learn English when they are in grade 4. And that makes it really very difficult now for students to learn to read and to understand. So, maapekte.
For now, learning modes only online or also on modular.
What is similar to the modular is our homeschool. Homeschool. O gyapon, we give every week we give parents set of topics, assignments, and activities that they have to do with their child for the week. That's why, as I mentioned earlier, at the end of the week, homeschool students join the online class to take their assessment. That way, we ensure that they are alongside with what students in the online class are doing. They decide later on that they want to be in a regular online class, then they will not fall behind. Yes, miss.
With the rising number of students na complex because of the new normal classes, how do you stay involved with your students' mental health?
Yes. In the same way as we are giving also support to our parents, we also give support to our students. We still do not miss out on giving them fun activities in the classroom. And at the same time, we always tell our teacher advisors to watch out for their students so that they have the time in their homeroom class and in the independent learning or breakout class. Those are the three times that the teachers can call on an individual student to see to it that she follows up. So for example, you have one student who is always absent. So the teacher will wonder, why is this student always absent in online class? So our teacher, she always sets an appointment with that student to talk alone to that student. So she will understand. Even those who are unable to pass their assignments, we follow up yun as a teacher individually and try to get the root cause of why kay buol baya sa taan na, no? And we understand how much students can perform, how much they can achieve, so we don't go overboard. dili dyan may mag-OA. Kay, kusod kaayo if students will feel also burdened about giving them too many tasks. So as much as possible, we just give them tasks that they can accomplish on their own, even without much guidance from their parents. Anak lang. And for this January is we have our movie watching together.
Okay.
This is in support by the Kwangming Institute. So we are partnering with Kwangming Institute to bring to us SpongeBob, the theater movie, so that our community can watch together. Naasad mga pakulo, naasay ka ng trivia prizes. Anak. Kaya lang yun, kanang we have the semblance of a school. Yes, sir.
Has your academic school calendar changed?
We only move out a month after. So normally we open school July and we end by April. Karon lang ang school year na move gyud ni og August kay kulba bitaw kay enrollment, sir. Grabe jud kaayong kulba. No, so finally we really opened first week of August. But by the next school year we open by July. Balik din sa July.
But no face-to-face yet.
As of December, we had our general meeting with our parents already. They have expressed that they would want to have full online class for the next school year. We also needed to convene our parents early because we want to know what improvements we will have to do for the next school year. Kay ang normal na mo diri nga buhaton good as early as January, all the plans that are needed for the next school year has already been laid out. So because this is something that really needs the support of the parents, amo nang ipangutanag sa iyo unsa ilang gusto. But I think with the movement now sa COVID, murag di pa sa jud ka face to face. So jud kaayo. Yes, sir.
Before these parents enroll their kids for school, will they be advised on what are the equipment and let's say internet value that they should have for them to enroll their kids?
Yes, sir. If they decide to make use of laptop, we give them the specs, the minimum specs, so they can give more. Basta ang cellphone. Oh. Kaya ang ila pong Microsoft 365 account allows for a use of 3 maximum gadgets. So your MS 365 can be in your laptop, in your cell phone, and in your desktop. Basta tulog ka gadget you can use.
Did you change your class schedule number using the operator that it download search class? Or is that for class training?
Oh, we also change it, ma'am. So instead of the everyday meeting for a subject, they meet me 3 times in a week for a subject. So the first meeting is dedicated for lecture. The second meeting is dedicated for activities, no, whether it's written or online basa activities. And the third is intended for assessments. In between that, we have the asynchronous or independent learning. We still have PE, we still have music. Medyo na namo uwag tanon. So, PE is supportive. So, ingang si Teacher Ria sa una, madam, atong pa-performon of TikTok. Which, for second quarter, nagsayaw gyud ang mga bata ko. No? So, naagid gihapon ang mga supportive subjects. From United Arab Emirates. They started with us for the first quarter, but Then they have difficulty later on with the time difference. So, so ang amo aron is kay gamay ra mang difference sa time. Gusto ayo finally ni give up gyud si UAE. Wala di pwede pa lang ng hinana, no?
So how about your mga community projects or programs?
Ah, yes. Community outreach is really the school's priority, no? No matter how difficult it is for us, we always make sure that community advocacy is still remains a priority for the school. So for this year, we launched an online campaign on anti-cyberbullying. It's there, we put it na in our Facebook. So far, up to this date, there are already 32,000 plus engagements for that. I do not know if it's a lot, but we're still hoping to reach out to other institutions who can help us promote that. We have three advocacies for the school. One is the gender equality. Second one is the anti-teenage pregnancy. And the third one is anti-cyberbullying. These are advocacies that we have done in the past and we are continuing to do.
No more questions?
Okay? So thank you very much for your questions.
Thank you so much, Fernandez, and thank you, everyone. So at this point, to be one with us, it will be for our community since we are experiencing a pandemic. We assigned some of you to give prayers and well wishes for the community, and we'll start with the one assigned.
Nami drama. We actually use this for